Welcome to the ultimate guide on financial preservation and growth. Today, we are embarking on a deep journey into the heart of wealth building, where your bank balance is far more than just a figure on a digital screen. It is a testament to your daily habits, your internal discipline, and your steadfast ability to ignore the relentless noise of the modern consumer world. Our primary objective is to identify the 7 psychological and behavioral traps that quietly drain wealth, often before we even recognize the structural damage being done to our future. Whether you are currently navigating the high-cost, high-velocity lifestyle of New York City, or moving through the innovative, tech-centric economy of Seattle, the fundamental rules of capital remain stubbornly the same regardless of your zip code. It is a difficult reality to accept, but earning a high salary is truly only half the battle. In fact, for many ambitious individuals, earning is the easiest part. Keeping that money, protecting it from unnecessary erosion, and forcing it to grow is the true challenge that defines lasting wealth and generational security. First, we must examine the utility of avoiding mistakes by looking at the theory of the leaky bucket. Imagine you are in the heart of Los Angeles, surrounded by the overwhelming glitz and glamour of the coast. You see people in high-end vehicles and designer apparel, and the natural instinct is to assume they are thriving. However, many of these high earners end up financially hollow because their financial bucket is riddled with microscopic holes. They focus all their energy on their wealth offense, which is the act of increasing their income, while completely abandoning their wealth defense. The power of subtraction is perhaps the most underrated tool in your financial arsenal. Sometimes, what you choose not to do is significantly more vital than what you actually do. By systematically plugging the leaks in your bucket, you allow your net worth to rise steadily, regardless of how fast the faucet of your income is running. Next, as we begin this transformative process, there are a few non-negotiable requirements for the journey ahead. You must start with a radical commitment to total honesty regarding your current spending habits. It is incredibly easy to lie to ourselves about where our hard-earned money goes, often blaming unforeseen expenses or the inherently high cost of living in prestigious cities like Boston or Chicago. But true wealth requires a clear-eyed, data-driven view of your reality. You will need basic tracking tools to help you visualize this movement of money, whether that is a meticulously maintained spreadsheet, a modern budgeting application, or even a dedicated physical notebook where every single cent is accounted for. Above all, you must adopt what is known as the long-term lens. This is the psychological shift where you begin to value the security and freedom of your future self over the temporary, fleeting gratification of a present-day impulse buy. Your future self is the person who will either enjoy the dividends of your current discipline or suffer the consequences of your current extravagance. Before we continue, subscribe to the channel and tell us in the comments where you are watching from. It is fascinating to see how these universal financial principles apply across different cities and professional backgrounds. Now, we must anticipate the significant psychological obstacles that stand in your way. In major metropolitan hubs, the pressure to conform is nearly irresistible. In the social circles of Chicago or Boston, the fear of missing out, or FOMO, acts as a silent tax on your resources. Your social environment might revolve around expensive outings and the constant acquisition of the latest trends. Standing against the tide of consumer culture is difficult because it often feels like social isolation. You are essentially swimming against a powerful current that insists your personal worth is tied to what you can display. However, the path to genuine financial independence requires a firm, unwavering understanding of the difference between being rich and being wealthy. Being rich is frequently a performance, having the liquid cash to spend today on items that lose value. Being wealthy, however, is a quiet state of ownership and peace. It is having assets that consistently produce cash, providing you with the ultimate luxury of owning your own time. In summary, we have established that building wealth starts with a defensive mindset, a commitment to radical honesty, and the rejection of social comparison to ensure your bucket stops leaking. By mastering these foundational concepts, you are setting the stage for the specific avoidances we will cover next. The first critical pitfall you must learn to avoid is known as lifestyle creep, or the upgrade trap. This is the subtle, often unconscious tendency to increase your spending at the exact same rate as your income rises. When you secure that hard-earned promotion in a competitive market like Boston, the immediate impulse is to reward yourself. You might feel a magnetic pull toward a luxury penthouse in the city center, believing your new salary justifies the rent. However, true wealth requires you to resist this urge with strategic patience. The most effective step you can take is to maintain your current standard of living for at least 12 months after receiving a significant raise. By choosing a comfortable apartment in a suburban area instead of the high-rise, you allow your net worth to catch up with your new earning power. This year of living below your means creates a massive financial buffer that serves as the foundation for your future empire. Moving forward, the second trap that will systematically dismantle your financial future is high-interest consumer debt. We live in an era dominated by credit cards and buy now, pay later schemes that prioritize immediate possession over long-term stability. You must recognize that double-digit interest rates act as a reverse investment, eroding your net worth every single day. While a standard investment might grow by 8%, consumer debt can compound against you at 20% or more, creating a hole that is nearly impossible to climb out of. To combat this, you should implement the 24-hour rule for any non-essential purchase exceeding $100. By forcing a cooling-off period, you allow the initial dopamine hit to fade, giving your rational mind the space to prioritize your goals. The third avoidance is the get-rich-quick mirage. In the fast-paced environments of Seattle or New York, there is a constant buzz around speculative bubbles, unvetted crypto projects, or guaranteed high-return schemes. You must understand that wealth is almost always a slow, compounding process that rewards the patient and punishes the impulsive. While day trading might offer the allure of overnight success, the reality is that index fund investing consistently outperforms high-risk gambling over the long haul. Due diligence is your best defense. Never put your capital into something you do not fully understand just because of a fear of missing out. This leads directly into the fourth avoidance, neglecting your financial literacy. Many high earners make the fatal mistake of delegating 100% of their financial decisions to third parties without understanding the basics themselves. You do not need to be a CPA, but you must understand how taxes, inflation, and investment expense ratios impact your bottom line. If you are unaware of the hidden fees in your portfolio, you are essentially letting others siphon off your potential wealth. Dedicating just 30 minutes a week to reading reputable financial news will transform you from a passive observer into an active manager of your destiny. The fifth trap is the habit of paying yourself last. Most people wait until the end of the month to see whatever is left before moving money into savings. The problem is that in a consumer-driven world, there is rarely anything left. You must flip the script and pay yourself first by automating your savings the moment your paycheck hits your account. This gap between what you earn and what you spend is your wealth-building zone. By making your future self a non-negotiable line item, you ensure your growth is consistent. Sixth, you must avoid the psychological cage of social comparison, often called keeping up with the Joneses. In cities like Los Angeles, the pressure to match the lifestyle of your peers is immense. However, You must realize that many appearing rich are actually drowning in debt. They are performing wealth rather than possessing it. Your goal is internal validation over external flexing. Finally, the seventh avoidance is the lack of multiple income streams. Relying on a single paycheck makes you incredibly vulnerable. We have now navigated through the 7 behavioral traps that can quietly sabotage even the most promising financial journey. By systematically eliminating lifestyle creep, high-interest debt, speculative mirages, financial illiteracy, the habit of paying yourself last, social comparison, and the reliance on a single income stream, you have effectively sealed the leaks in your financial bucket. These avoidances create a solid floor, ensuring that every dollar you earn works for your future rather than vanishing into the pockets of others. As you transition from merely surviving to thriving, you must begin to implement advanced wealth preservation techniques. In high-tax environments like New York or California, tax optimization is not just a luxury. It is a necessity for long-term growth. Understanding how to legally minimize your liability ensures that the government is not the primary beneficiary of your hard work. This requires a deeper level of engagement with your finances, moving beyond simple budgeting into the realm of strategic planning and asset protection. Simultaneously, you must perform an honest audit of your social circle, a process we call network management. In cities driven by status like Los Angeles or Chicago, the people you surround yourself with will either act as a wind at your back or a weight on your shoulders. Seek out those who discuss ideas, market trends, and investment opportunities rather than those who focus on gossip or the latest luxury acquisitions. When your peer group views financial discipline as a virtue rather than a restriction, your own path becomes significantly easier. Furthermore, you should establish what expert builders call an investment ceiling. This is a predetermined cap on your luxury spending that remains fixed even as your income expands. By deciding that any earnings above a certain threshold will automatically be directed toward assets, you create an unbreakable barrier against the temptation to inflate your lifestyle. You may still harbor doubts about how to begin if your current earnings are not yet at their peak. The fundamental rule remains the same. Focus on the avoidances that cost nothing but your attention. Eliminating high-interest consumer debt and increasing your financial literacy through consistent reading are actions that provide an immediate boost to your net worth and your confidence. You must also learn to differentiate between toxic debt and strategic leverage. While high-interest credit cards are a financial poison, using low-interest loans to acquire income-producing real estate can be a powerful tool, provided you have the education to manage it safely. However, for most people just starting, a debt-free lifestyle is the safest harbor. When social pressure rises during a weekend in Boston or a night out in Seattle, you need practical scripts for saying no. Simply stating that you have already hit your entertainment cap for the month is not an admission of lack. It is a declaration of discipline. You are not missing out. You are opting in to a different, more secure life. Your journey toward wealth requires concrete, immediate action. Begin today by auditing your last 3 months of bank statements to identify where your money is actually going. This radical honesty is the only way to find the hidden leaks in your bucket that have been draining your potential for years. Once the audit is complete, choose one of the 7 avoidances and commit to mastering it over the next 30 days. At the same time, set up an automated transfer to your investment account, regardless of the amount. Even $50 a month establishes the neurological pathways of a wealth builder. This journey is a marathon, not a sprint. And by avoiding these 7 pitfalls, you have already separated yourself from the vast majority of the population who are perpetually one paycheck away from disaster. Imagine your life 5 years from now, standing on a foundation of zero debt, multiple income streams, and a clear mind. That person is waiting for you to make the right choices today. Comment below on which of these traps is your biggest struggle, and let us build this future together. Your future self is waiting for the dividends of your discipline you show starting tonight. The path is clear, and the choice is yours to make now. Believe in the process.